Huh? The sharp sound of the doorbell pierced my sleepy haze and pulled me back to the real world. Who is there? Rattle.
Makoto.
Makoto, get out of here. Yoko, what's going on?
Indeed.
Ina just came to see me, and she was white as a ghost. Sounds like something's happened. What? As soon as I heard those words, my heart started to beat a little started to beat a little faster. I suddenly found myself wide awake. She said for us to come to the rec room. The rec room? Okay, let's hurry. A murder on the fourth floor? Yeah, third, sorry. Hina, what's up? Makoto, Kyoko. Hina, what's wrong? Something's not right. In the rec room. What's inside? There was a window on the rec room door, and I hurried to look inside. And when I did... Sakura! Is she unconscious? She's sitting up in the chair like she's bowing her head.
Hey.
What's going on? Did something happen to her?
Huh?
I was just walking past, and I happened to notice her through the window, but I couldn't get the door open. I tried knocking, I tried calling her name, but she wouldn't respond.
Huh?
So what should we do? What are we gonna do?
Anyway.
First of all, we need to get into that room. But the door's locked, right? And if we break in, we'll be violating school regulations.
Listen to me.
We're going to force our way in. I just said
wrong.
The door isn't locked. It's not locked because the rec room door doesn't have a lock. Huh? Then why?
It would seem...
It feels like the door is pressing up against something inside the room. Is it the chair? Chair?
In other words...
Either way, this door isn't locked, which means, as far as I can tell, the rule doesn't apply. Then there's no problem if we break in.
Indeed.
Let's smash the window. That should be the fastest way. Okay, I'll get something to break it with. Wait right here. Thanks, Mike. Inside the rec room, Sakura still hadn't moved an inch. She's just unconscious, right? Well... Is she okay? I mean, it's Sakura, so I'm sure. Kyoko didn't reply. There was only silence. But that silence didn't last long. Here. I found a broom. In the classroom. Use it.
Makoto.
You can't handle this, right, Makoto?
Please!
Come on, please hurry. Okay, you two stand back. I took hold of the broom and swung as hard as I could. Aiming directly at the window, all it took was one solid hit. Crash. The window shattered into 100 pieces, scattering across the rec room floor. I stuck my hand through the now open window and started jostling the chair leaning against the door. The chair's pretty heavy, but if I can just push it on it with all my strength, and finally the knob turned. Sakura! I ran up to her as fast as I could, but the moment I laid my hand on her, the death screen. All I felt was cold death. I could feel only the last lingering warmth of a living body. It's not okay. I mean, okay, well, you don't have a count for that. That's not fair. Life had abandoned Sakura's body. And then
a body has been discovered! After a certain amount of time, which you may use however you like, the class trial will begin!
All-Star Apologies. Deadly Life.
Huh?
Well,
Sakura's.
I came for what? The posture? It's okay, it's fine. Here, it's serious gameplay right now. Sakura's.
Sakura's dead? She's really dead?
I heard Hina talking, but my eyes stared steadily forward. I could only look at Sakura's dead body. We didn't make it in time. It's happened again. Muttering to herself, Kyoko began to gently inspect Sakura's body. I wondered, was she confirming that Sakura really was dead? Checking for a pulse or a reaction? I have to go get them. I have to go get the others. On shaky legs, Hina left the rec room. And I... Why did this have to happen? That's all I could say. I repeated it over and over again. I need to examine Sakura's body. I just stood there motionless behind her, while she checked Sakura's corpse. Time passed. While I stood there, unable to do a thing, time just passed. And after I don't know how long, I got everyone. What? Ogre?
Yes.
Oh, she's dead, huh?
I see.
Sakura's been killed. I see. As soon as they arrived, Kyoko began.
Just a second.
You heard the announcement just now, right? So you know what that means. Sakura was murdered, and by someone in this reverend room. Is that what you were going to say?
Huh?
No. Whoever killed her, it's not just someone in this room.
It's your fault!
It was one of you. Hiro, Byakuya, Toko. One of you killed Sakura. What? What? You're accusing us before we've even begun the investigation? I don't need to investigate anything. Because you hated her. You hated the sight of her. One of you did it. I know it. You know it? Oh. Jeez, I didn't know your power level would increase by that much, but just by getting mad.
What the heck?
What are you doing here?
Come on!
Isn't it obvious? I'm here to hand out hand out my little murder flyer. It's
the Monokuma file!
That's right, it's the next Monokuma file.
Yeah!
And don't get so mad, Miss Asahina, or you're gonna ruin that lewd little face of yours. Now then, with that, Hold on. There's something I want to ask you. Huh? It was you, wasn't it? You killed Sakura?
Say what?
Uh-huh. Sakura wanted to challenge the mastermind to a duel. Maybe you and her fought again, and then...
In other words...
Then I killed her? Sorry, not quite. Actually, not even close. That whole thing is totally irrelevant now. Sakura came to a most regrettable end without even getting the chance to finish things with me. Which, thank God for that. It saved me the trouble of having to go through with our little fight. Because even for someone like me, it would have been no mean feat to take down a behemoth like that.
Hey,
I gotta tell ya, I was actually pretty worried. I mean, she'd violated a rule by attacking me in the first place, but I wasn't able to punish her.
wow, darn.
So I don't know who it was, but whoever the blackened is, this time, I owe you one.
What is this?
You owe them one? Oopsie, before you get all pissy potty at me, I better figure out who did it first. Because, I mean, your lives are all on the line, right?
What is this?
What the hell? He owes them one? I hate him. I hate this whole thing. Well, for one, I'm glad it was Sakura. She was working for the mastermind after all. How can you say that say that now? Sorry, I don't have time for your waddling. The next game has already begun. If you want to be angry at someone, be angry at whoever killed Sakura.
Anyway,
Right now, our top priority needs to be uncovering Sakura's killer. If we can't do that, we are all dead. Then let's decide who will stand guard this time. I'll do it. You know? I'm okay. Just let me handle it. Besides, I want to be here with Sakura.
That's fine.
Okay, then Hina is on guard number 1. But we need one more. Kyoko, that's you.
what?
Me? You're always a thorn in my side. This time, just stand by and watch quietly. Consider that an order. An order?
That's fine.
Fine, I'll stay behind. Then it's settled. Let's begin, shall we? Hold on. Before that, there's something I want to say.
What?
Which is... Oh, okay. I'll do it. Whatever you say. Stretching. If you have this, if you sat down like this, you should stretch as well. Everyone who's reading, please do so. And take a sip. Meanwhile. Hiro, Byakuya, Toko, one of you are allowed to step foot in the... None of you are allowed to step foot in the crime scene. So... Yeah, okay, only 6 are left. What?
It's your fault!
One of you killed Sakura.
I won't
let someone like that come anywhere near me.
Stop talking.
Don't be stupid. Our lives are in just as much danger as yours. We have every right to investigate. I don't care what you say. I'm not letting the one who killed Sakura anywhere near her. Even if it means I have to use force, you're not getting in here. Well, it appears further discussion would be a waste of time. How about a compromise?
It's all clear.
I won't ask you to let all of us in. Just let me in. What? You don't really care, do you? You're both useless anyway.
Yep.
Nope, they don't really care. I'd rather spend my time coming up with another splendid fantasy involving Master anyway. Jesus. Stop. And you, Hiro? Do you really object? If you're gonna go that far, what can I do? I mean, I don't have anything to hide, so why should I care?
It's all clear now.
Then it's decided.
What are you saying?
Nothing's decided.
Calm down.
I know how you feel, Hina, but you should agree to this request. But
Hey,
we have to find out who killed Sakura.
correct.
For those of us still alive and to honor Sakura's memory. Fine, I guess that's okay. But no matter what, Byakuya, you absolutely aren't allowed to touch her. Naturally, who would want to touch a filthy dead body?
Listen,
That's enough fighting. We need to focus on the investigation from here on out. Everyone, keep this in mind. If we can't uncover Sakura's killer,
listen to me.
all of us face execution. Finding out who killed Sakura. It's not a matter of hoping we can do it. If we want to survive, we have to do it. It's a kind of hopeless hope. We have no choice but to just do it. Oh my god. Investigation! Okay, I better check the Monokuma file before anything else. The victim was Sakura Ogami. The time of death is estimated to be around 12 noon. The body was discovered in the rec room on the 3rd floor of the school. There is evidence of a strong blow to the victim's head. No other injuries were noted. However, it seems that at some point the victim suffered from violent vomiting of blood. Okay.
Hey,
I think the case this time might be a challenge. Why's that?
so...
The only way into the rec room is the door we just came through. And that door had been jammed shut with a chair from inside the rec room. Which means the killer would have had to escape somehow after burying the door. So if the door was blocked from the inside, there was no way in or out till we broke the door. A window. There's like zero escape, right?
In other words,
this is a classic locked room murder. Locked room murder? I guess you might see this kind of thing in a lot of mystery movies or books or whatever. But could it really happen in real life? And right before our very eyes like this?
hey,
Are you curious to hear more about what a locked room murder entails? Sure, if you don't mind.
that's fine.
When you break down this kind of murder mystery, there are 4 basic types. The first type is when the locked room is created after the crime the actual crime is committed. This simply means that the killer commits his crime, then through some special method seals the room. This mainly involves some sort of trick involving the locking of the room. Basic approaches include using a string or simple mechanism. There are a number of variations. So for that, all we have to do is check the door to see if that's what it was, right?
Correct.
The second type is when the locked room already exists before the crime is committed. Oh?
In other words,
Basically, the killer uses a special contraption or tool from outside to target the victim inside. You push the switch and it fires a handgun. You shoot an arrow through a gap in the door, something like that.
however,
But in this case, that doesn't seem to fit. There are no guns or arrows in the school. Maybe you don't know yet. And the door doesn't have any gap that would allow it. Yeah, I think we can probably cross that one off the list.
it's true.
The third type is when the killer stays in the room until it's opened up. What do you mean by that?
In other words,
They stay hidden, and when the door is opened, they use the confusion to blend in with the group. They pretend they showed up along with everyone else, and that's it. That sounds like it could have been possible, maybe.
it's true.
And the fourth and final type is when it wasn't actually a locked room at all. Not a locked room.
In other words,
By that mean there actually is an alternate escape route somewhere within the room. You see this a lot in novels and things, but in reality it's generally not possible. Then you think we can cross that one off too?
indeed.
I believe so, yes. So when it comes to locked room mysteries, those are the basics. Interesting. You learn a bit about little locked room mysteries in this game. So there are 4 possibilities. Then Kyoko, which of those 4 choices seems the most likely in this case?
It's true.
That's a good question. Answering that should be our primary focus during this trial. But right now, I can't really say. I see. The way the killer set up the locked room, until I figure that out, the truth behind Sakura's death will stay hidden. It's definitely a tough mystery. I need to concentrate and investigate as much as I can. For Sakura, if nothing else. Oof, okay. There are shards of glass scattered all around this chair Sakura was sitting on. The glass is all red, and these are the top and bottom sections of the bottle, right? So this must have originally been a bottle. Glass shards on floor. Huh? There's something else on the ground near the glass. It's a figure. It fits in the palm of my hand. It's a Monokuma figure. Figure on the floor. This looks like some kind of wrapper.
Huh?
Do you recognize it, Hina?
Well,
Well, yeah, I mean, I gave it to her. That's a candy wrapper. Sakura got super upset when she found out Genocide Jack had attacked me, right? So after we left the nurse's office, I gave it to her. I thought that might help her calm down a bit. So you gave that candy to Sakura. I found a big box of it in the warehouse. I really like them. Actually, as soon as we could get into the warehouse, I took the entire box back to my room. I made sure nobody else could get their hands on them. Do you really like them that much? But I wanted Sakura to get a chance to try one for herself. That's why I gave it to her. But now they've lost all their flavor. That's sad. You know. Polka dot. Okay, polka dot for candy wrapper. What's that? Oh, I see handprints. There are 4 red bottles lined up on the shelf. There were 6. You can see that. And inside each bottle, there's some kind of Monokuma figure. What I'm wondering is how they get those figures inside the bottle. Well, it's always that question. It's no different from your standard chip in the bottle. Yeah? You know, where the bottle's opening is smaller than the boat placed inside. Yes, there's our Discord right now as linked up, so you can join it and be a part of the Golden Gaming Lounge. You can join us probably on stream if we decide to make a community stream. Yeah, be on stream with us while we play something, you know, together. Yes, check out my mods YouTube Twitch channel and also YouTube channel, where he has always, when we stream together, we mostly have, you know, I stream, so you can get his view as well. And a little shout out again to GameEdged. He's streaming on Twitch and YouTube simultaneously, and also uploading many gaming videos on YouTube. And he's streaming Tuesday and Thursday, if I get it right, and sometimes a community stream on the weekends. So check him out, give him a follow, and while you're at it, follow Mike and me as well. You know where the bottle's opening is smaller than the boat placed inside? You've never seen that? You've never seen that? Oh yeah, maybe I have.
In other words.
So this is the Monokuma version of that. The Monokuma bottle, if you will. Monokuma bottle, yep. I feel like I'm finally starting to make sense of things, little by little. The Monokuma bottle is sitting on the shelf. The Monokuma figure we found on the ground, the red shards of glass, which probably started out as a bottle. Which would mean Sakura must have been hit in the head with a Monokuma bottle, right? The shards of glass and the Monokuma figure are evidence of that. So I think it's safe to say that the Monokuma bottle was the weapon. Oh, blood. There's the bloodstain in front of the magazine shelf. It must have come from Sakura, right? But that doesn't make sense. Why is it so far away from where she died? Magazine shelf, bloodstain. What about the magazine? That same shelf full of magazines. There's all different kinds of magazines here. Well, okay. Oh. Okay. Ah, the locker's open. And they are on the inside. And they're on the inside. It's a handprint.
Why?
What's a handprint doing here? It looks like someone touched the inside of the locker.
It's true.
Sorry. And it left a handprint in all the dust. And it looks quite fresh too. I'd say someone was hiding here in the locker, and they left behind a little something extra. So then, maybe the killer hid in here until the locked room was opened. Don't you think? And during all the confusion, they popped out and joined the rest of the group.
Wrong.
Unfortunately, that's not possible. That's not a possibility, huh? Why not?
Hey.
Think back. Before we opened the door, we looked inside the room, right? Oh, the locker was open already. Oh yeah, the locker was already open at that point.
Indeed.
Interesting. What? So there's no way someone could have hidden in there until after we opened the door. Yeah, so then... What does this handprint mean? Yeah. Locker handprint. What else? Oh, okay, Hina. We already know who did it. Yakuya, Toko, or Hiro. I mean, we have to investigate who of the three, if so. It had to be one of them. They couldn't stand at the sight of her. You agree with me, don't you, Makoto? Well, I don't want to say anything for sure without finding out more. Then let me help you find out more. You see, Sakura asked all three of them to meet with her. You know where? Right here in the rec room. What? After I went to the nurse's office this morning, Sakura and I both left together, right? Well, eventually she went off on her own. But when I saw her again after that, she told me. She said she'd left a note for each of them. She asked them to meet her in the rec room by noon. By noon? The Monokuma file said she died around that time. Right around that time. Right around then. My god. I'm telling you the truth. I heard it right from Sakura herself. And then I tried to stop her, but she wouldn't listen. She said not to worry, that she just wanted to talk to them. And this is what happened. If I'd stopped her, by force even, this never would have happened. You know, it's impossible not to have regrets, I know. Always a count. But the fact that she had asked those three to meet with her, and she asked them to come to the rec room at noon, the same time and place she ended up dying. It might be good to confirm what I just heard with the three of them directly. Well, Byakuya, you're here. What do you want? You're bothering me. There's something I'd like to talk to you about. Make it quick. Is it true that Sakura asked you to meet her in the rec room? So you found out. Interesting. And that's true. And then it's true? I did receive a note to that effect, yes. But what fool would do what it said and risk being killed by that monster? So you didn't go to see her? Of course not. I ripped the note in to shreds and threw it away. I haven't seen Sakura today at all. Byakuya says you didn't go to see her. Is that the truth? Well, until I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept it as fact.
Come on.
If you're all finished, please remove yourself from my sight. Okay, thanks. Byakuya's account. We have a lot of accounts, I believe. I mean, we will have. Protein Zyme X? Okay. There's some kind of plastic container rolling around near the entrance to the room.
So...
It looks like a protein drink. And it's empty. Sakura must have drank it. Everyone knows how much she loves her protein. And she mentioned more than once how protein was good for all sorts of elements.
Wrong.
I wouldn't take that to heart if I would. I know. But still, this protein can... It's got a label on it that says Chem A2. That reminds me, Sakura mentioned how the Chem Lab had all kinds of health and stuff. So she must have gotten this from the Chem Lab.
Just a second.
But that's strange. Huh? What is?
Hey.
You see what's scattered around the can? Shards of light blue glass. They must they must be part of the window I broke to get inside.
Correct.
But they aren't just scattered around the can. They're also underneath it. Why does it matter?
So...
I can't say for sure yet, but you're probably going to want to take note of it. I feel it'll become an important clue later on. An important clue? I'm not sure I see how. Empty protein drink. Why is it underneath, huh? Why is it underneath? Oh, yeah. Sakura drew her last breath, sitting slumped forward in this chair. There's obvious evidence of the blow to the head Sakura suffered. Normally I wouldn't have any problem believing that that's what killed her. But according to the Monokuma file, she had also vomited blood. And I can see a trace of blood on her lips for sure. So what would have caused her to vomit blood? The Monokuma file specifically said she hadn't suffered any other injuries. Status of Sakura's body has been added. Oh. Sorry, Byakuya. Maybe her getting hit on the head somehow caused her to start vomiting blood? Not a chance. Byakuya?
That's fine.
However, your eyes have landed on a most interesting location. Interesting?
Naturally.
Yes, most interesting. Don't you agree? No, I don't think I'd call it interesting. But it does make me wonder. The reason Sakura vomited blood absolutely has to be connected to why she died. Yes. Oh, come on. Yeah, I... Bottom, that, we touch that, we touch that. This door is the only way in or out of the rec room. The door doesn't have a lock. And there's no evidence that the mountings have been tampered with. The only notable change to the door is the smashed window, which happened, of course, when I broke it to get inside. Thank you, Crucible. You people do too, please. Stay hydrated. There's no evidence that any kind of string or mechanism was used on the door. In other words, I don't see anything suspicious about the door itself. Well then, what else? The chair. Oh, the chair. The chair was shoved up against the doorknob, so we couldn't get the door open. There's no evidence that any kind of string or mechanism was used on the chair. In other words, there's no reason to think of explanation. Having examined both the door and the chair, there's no doubt the reason the door didn't open was simply because of the chair was shoved up against it. This kept the doorknob from turning and the door from opening. And there was no evidence of the door or chair being tampered with or anything like that. So the killer must have created the locked door from the inside, not from the outside. Rec room door. That's interesting. What about you? Huh?
However...
But for Sakura to have been killed, yeah, she's not the type who would go down without a fight.
It's true. And
she certainly didn't, I would say. She was the ultimate martial artist, strong in body, mind, and spirit. So how was the killer able to get the upper hand on her? I wonder, did someone get the upper hand? They must have taken her by surprise, right?
Certainly.
Certainly, they would have needed to if they expected to stand any chance against her.
Listen.
Well, Makoto, have you finished with your general investigation? Yeah, I think so, for the most part.
So then...
Then you should probably go talk with people now. I'm on guard duty, so I can't leave.
Listen to me.
Which is why I've decided you'll go in my place. He's decided? He's gotten a lot of more pushy since we had our issue. Yeah. But she's right. I do have to talk to the others. Sakura wanted to meet with the two other people. I need to hear what they have to say. Well then, I'm down here, I guess. Yes, do a little stretch, guys. That's energized. Have I yawned this time? Yeah, I don't think so. So that's good. That's good. Please do stretch. Oh, come on. I forgot. Those two. Wait. Oh. Oh, this what? No. Leave the area. Yes. Like I say yes to that. Those other two probably went back to their rooms. Yeah. Probably. Yeah, I would go check that. So. Byakuya was there. Toko. Hello. Ding dong. I pressed the doorbell. And after a few seconds... Why that again? Just come out! Oh, she was genocide then. Who's there? The most negative aura I ever felt. An aura of total decay.
Well, what do you want?
So you're back to normal. Genocide Jack isn't around anymore.
Don't even say her name.
Oh.
It makes me sick to my stomach. I
okay.
was in such a good mood, too.
And what good mood are we talking about? She didn't look like she was in a good mood. Yeah.
Hey, I was hoping to talk to you about something. Is now a bad time?
Obviously annoyed, Toko slithered out into the hall. Yeah, exactly. Come out, please.
What do you want?
You said you wanted to talk to me about something. I want to talk about the fact that Sakura had asked you to meet with you. Some sentences are made more complicated for me.
Well,
I don't know what you're talking about. Yuki already told me she had asked to meet with him. What? She wanted to meet with Master 2? I just said 2, didn't I? I guess now it's totally obvious, huh? Yeah, pretty much. So, can you tell me about it? I admit, I did get the note, but I didn't go see her. I was scared, so I couldn't bring myself to go. Toko claims she didn't go see her, but can I really believe her? Well, until I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept it as a fact. Is that good enough? Then I'm going back to my room. With that, Toko quickly retreated into her room. Toko's account, and then Yasuhiro's account, which is the second last door. I pressed the doorbell, and after a few seconds again. You know? What's up, Makoto? Do you need something? Yeah, actually, I just wanted to check something. It's about how Sakura wanted to meet with you. How do you know about that?
Could it be?
Well, did you maybe gaze into my soul? Have your special abilities awakened in you? But I'm not the only one she wanted to meet with. Ogre told me herself that she asked Byakuya and Toko to come too. What? When did Sakura tell you to that? When she asked me to meet with her, of course. But didn't she write a note? You a note? Yeah, a note. She
How about that?
She gave it to me in person. Okay. Well, I'm not sure. And she happened to mention the others, like, in passing. I gotta be honest, this is super suspicious. So then, you went and met with Sakura?
You got it all
No
wrong.
way! I totally didn't. Why would I ever do that? Yeah, definitely suspicious.
Actually,
The last time I saw Ogre was when Hina got hurt and took her to the nurse's office. Well, Well, she came up with that idea, I think, after she got hurt. So that's not true.
Don't look
I
at
haven't
me.
seen her since then. Oh, since then. While I'm here, could you show me that note she gave you? Do I still have it? Let's see. Hero was feeling around in his pockets.
Hey, come on.
Sorry. Looks like I don't have it anymore. With a big, goofy smile on his face, he pulled his hands back out of his pockets. But when he did, I saw something flutter to the ground. Something had fallen out of his hero's pockets. Huh? Oh, exposed. Quickly as the wind, Hero snatched it back up again and shoved it back into his pocket.
Hey, come on.
Sorry, just a bit of trash I forgot to throw out. Trash?
What?
Anyway, I can't deny that Abigail asked to meet with me, but I never went. So, well, if you'll excuse me, before waiting for a reply, Hero quickly slipped back into his room. Hero said that was just trash, but there's no way that's all there was to it. Pocket trash. Okay, so do you want me to... I think a break it would be fine. Okay, so I've heard from Toko and Hero. What next? I'll definitely have to look at the actual crime scene again. But on top of that, maybe I should find out more about the protein can we found on the floor of the rec room. I'm sure it must have come from the chem lab. So where should I start? Chem lab? Yep. Okay, when we get there and then I'll take a break. Sorry. Okay. I just want to teleport there and then that's... Oh, there, yeah. That's third floor, chem lab. Where is it? Oh, it was... No, wait. Chem lab. Oh, that's another thing that... Oh, that's a record. Yeah. Sorry, my bad. Fourth floor, then. There. Yeah, reading the things would be good. Come on. Okay. Okay, I actually wanted to stay in front of the door, but... Makoto, did you have your eye on the chem lab too? I guess. Just make sure you don't get in my way. Yeah, I got it. I think what you meant to say was, yes, sir, I understand. Okay, that's so extra. What do we have to look at? Oh. Okay, well, let's get close, I guess. This isn't my first time seeing the shelf, but I just can't get over how big it is. I should probably take a closer look at it. Exactly. Stand close. Oh yeah. Sorry. And let's do trash again. Good. It's healthy for your body. Up and down the arms. Okay. It's not like I know yoga, but yeah, it's definitely helpful to your body and to keep refreshing your body and to not fall asleep, kinda. I mean, you're not getting bored. You feel energized. Looks like 3 shelves have been connected together to make one big shelf. One giant shelf, sorry. But more important right now, what's that powder that's been spilled in front of the shelf? I have to be careful not to step on it. Footprints. These are footprints. And they are only in front of the shelf, or on the left shelf. How do these footprints relate to the scene as a whole? We may need to sketch out the floor plan. By we, do you mean me? How kind of you to offer. Oh, he just kindly forced me to that. Okay, but sorry. Something in my eye. Just some dried kind of liquid from my eyes. With an insufferable smirk, he handed me a piece of paper and a pen. How convenient he had that.
What?
Well, let's go. Chop chop. Okay. So I got to work, and before long I'd drawn up a sketch of the room. Okay. So how's this? Is it Byakuya's view right now, or is it me? Because we have the same color of our jacket. Not bad. For you, I mean. For me?
I see.
So when you look at it like this, interesting. It would appear that whoever left these footprints only had business at the leftmost shelf. I mean, you don't need to have that. You could figure it out yourself. Just without, I mean, it's good. It's good. I guess it's waterproof then. I mean, I don't know. They came in, went straight to the left to that shelf, did whatever they had to do, and then left. That's what the footprints tell me. Yeah.
I see.
These footprints must be...
It's certainly
Makoto, are they yours? No.
What?
Okay, then let me see your shoes and I'll confirm their size for myself. I couldn't think of a reason not to, so I quietly did what Byakuya said. I see, your feet do appear a bit to be too big. Unfortunately, I must admit these are not yours, footprints. Yeah, unfortunately, what do you mean? Do you wish me to be the murderer? But with how clear these prints are, it should be quite easy to determine who they do belong to. Then these prints are a really valuable clue. Yeah, but what about this? There's a broken bottle in front of the shelf. Is this where all the powder came from? Yeah. Is it only powder? It looked like almost dried liquid. It looks like the bottle had a label on it, Chem C4. Would you like to hear something interesting? I was on the 4th floor this morning checking things out. And at that point, this room wasn't like this. Then this powder must have been spilled.
So in other words...
That's right. It could only have been around the time of the incident. If that really is when it happened, it must be related to the case somehow. Source of the powder. Okay. C. E. A. What is on... Wait, okay. What was A labeled what again? On this shelf is... One look and I can tell it's nothing but dangerous chemicals. Yeah. So C4 means it's been on the... This is the C9, so it probably is on the... shelf C, but on the 9th layer? Level? These look like poisons and other powerful chemicals. All the containers on the shelf are labeled with the letter C and a number. So I guess I can consider this part of the shelving unit section C. Unit section C, holy shit. B. So on this shelf it looks like a bunch of chemicals that I have no idea what they are. B3, B7. Okay, that doesn't matter then. They're reagents. Reagents? Okay. But simply, they are used in experiments to bring about a chemical reaction. Well, what you usually do in chem lab class. How have you lived in such ignorance for so long? It must surely be bliss. Isn't that kind of harsh?
What?
What? Do you think studying science and mathematics has no practical application in the real world?
That's fine.
The words of a lifelong loser, which I suppose suits you well. I didn't even say that. Anyway, that doesn't matter. Right now I need to focus on the shelf. All the containers on this shelf are labeled with the letter B and the number. So I guess I can consider this part of the shelving unit section B. I don't see anything out of the ordinary here. In which case I don't think I have to worry too much about this shelf. Hey, let's see what's on this shelf. There are all kinds of dietary supplements and different medicines. The protein drink we found in the chem lab, in the rec room, probably came from this shelf. All the containers on this shelf are labeled with the letter A and a number. Oh, I see a chem C9 on there. Wrong number. I mean wrong letter. So I guess I can consider this part of the shelving unit section A. Huh? But wait. There's one bottle here that's labeled Chem C9. Did someone have put it here on accident? I should try to find out more about this shelving unit. It looks like it's split into 3 sections. Section A has dietary supplements, Section B has reagents, and Section C has lethal chemicals. Sakura must have gotten a protein powder from Section A. But what concerns me is that in Section A, there was a bottle with the label from Section C. What was the bottle of poison from Section C doing in Section A? There's definitely something going on here. What is going on? So that's it. Oh, I need to check more. Wait. What else? Oh. Powder. There's a bunch of yellow powder scattered on the floor. I'd better not leave a footprint. I should probably take a good hard look at that powder. There's a bunch of yellow powder scattered on the floor in front of the shelf. There's also the remains of a broken bottle. It looks like the bottle was labeled Chem C4. Also, it looks like someone left some footprints in the powder. Based on the positioning of the prints, whoever it was only went to the left side of the shelf. According to Byakuya, the powder would had to have been spilled right around the time of the incident. That's all I can tell for now. Footprints in the powder. I've already taken a good look at the chem lab. Maybe I should take another look at the rec room. Well, okay, bye Byakuya. Not gonna miss you. I mean, he's a different character, you know, which I can admire, but like, I mean, he's a good character because he's in a game. You know, I wouldn't like that person in real life, but there are people definitely. I mean, there are definitely people like that. Rec room, sure. Left, right, left.
Hey.
So Makoto, how's your investigation going? I told Kyoko what Toko and Hiro had told me.
I see.
So along with Byakuya, they're both claiming they didn't go see them. But it's all too convenient. Someone must be lying. Someone's lying.
Anyway.
Well, I've made some progress of my own. Sakura's body and the shelf of magazines are the Monokuma and the Monokuma bells. Jesus. These 3 things have revealed new clues. You do well to look them over one more time. Okay. Kyoko said the magazine shelf was hiding a clue of some kind. Clue. Huh? This magazine is upside down. Did someone put it back that way on accident?
Hey.
If something catches your eye, it's important for you to explore that in detail, don't you think? Well, yeah, you're right. I picked up the inverted magazine and flipped through it. This is on one of the pages near the center of the magazine. A word had been written in bloody letters. And it said Toko. Could this be a dying message?
Correct.
Then it would appear you found it. Kyoko, is this...
So...
It is indeed a dying message. Someone used their finger to write it. A dying message.
However...
But just to be clear, I'm not the one who put it back upside down. It was already like that when I found it a little while ago. I made sure to put it back exactly as I found it for the benefit of others who might come looking. That's what I do when I would do that. I feel like because it must be that I mean. Depending if it is in my favor, of course. Hey, is that says Toko, right? Yeah, it looks like it.
What the heck?
That she's the killer, right? Well, hasn't been confirmed yet.
I won't forgive
It's settled. She's the killer for sure. That's conclusive evidence, right? We can use it to corner the killer. I can't see why you would think that, but it just seems too easy. If anything, it makes me think. It makes me that much more suspicious. Magazine dying message. Oh, is it? Wait. Shards of Malcoma bottles? There are shards of glass going around. The glass is all red. Right. So yeah, okay, we had that. So what do you say? Okay, well, let's check her body out again. That image tilted is like the 2D. It's 2D, but it's yeah, it looks weird. According to Kyoko, there's still something to be discovered from Sakura's body.
Just a second.
Just staring off into space isn't going to help you figure anything out. Well, yeah, I know, but...
Hey.
Don't you think you might need to actually examine the body? There's no getting around it. Unlike me, Kyoko didn't recoil at the thought of touching a dead body. She was completely unemotional. It's the kind of thing I've grown perversely used to. Although there are still sometimes. I can't believe how calm you are. No matter how many times I see a dead body, I can't get used to it.
It's true.
That's totally normal. Then how can you?
So...
I imagine it's because I've had plenty of opportunities to touch dead bodies in the past. What? Sorry, never mind.
Hey.
More importantly, look here. Her shoes.
Correct.
You see that yellow powder on her instep? Yeah, it really stands out.
I see.
That powder is clue number 1. Yellow powder.
Hey.
Next is the wound to her head. Look carefully.
It's true.
Actually, even telling you that, it's incredibly difficult to spot. So let me explain it. Just explain. It would appear that she didn't suffer a single blow, but instead received 2 blows to the head. 2 blows.
Indeed.
Interesting, wouldn't you say? And there's one more interesting thing.
Correct.
Both of her hands were spotless. There's absolutely no trace of blood on either one.
It's true.
So that's what I learned from examining her body in detail. Kyoko's examination summary. I can't believe she was able to learn all that just by looking at her body. I don't think anyone but Kyoko could have pulled that off. What else? The bottles. I think Kyoko said she'd found a new clue involving the Monokuma bottles. Something new? Something new.
Hey.
So, did you figure it out? There's a hidden correlation between all the bottles. Pay careful attention and you're sure to find out. How to find it? A correlation? Hey Kyoko, can't you just tell me what it is?
So...
I don't mind guiding you toward clues, but giving you my conclusion isn't a good idea. each person needs to come to their own conclusions, so that everyone can have confidence in the outcome. Oh, yeah, because... Yeah, if you get something explained, I mean, definitely something like this, you maybe not fully understand, so you understand more by getting... by thinking of it, you'll get to the same conclusion. Oh yeah, okay, thanks. Hydrate again, guys. Yep. And it's not just because you don't trust me, right? No answer. Yeah, I do trust you to a degree. That's fair. Otherwise, I wouldn't have told you anything to begin with. Only to a degree. Monokuma bottle has been added.
Hey.
Oh, has been updated, sorry. Actually, there's one other thing about the Monokuma bottles that's bothering me. I'd like you to do an experiment to confirm it. You don't mind helping me, right? An experiment?
Anyway.
Can you gather up all the pieces of the broken Monokuma bottle? Try to get the smaller pieces too. Are you sure it's okay to mess with a crime scene like that?
That doesn't matter.
I've already done a thorough investigation, so it's fine. And that obnoxious Byakuya is not here, so...
So then...
Anyway, I need to get something from the chem lab. While I'm gone, try to gather up all the guys. Should she be on guard duty, though? With that calculator. I really... Oh, okay. Oh, well, okay, I guess. I really don't know what this is about, but... What choice do I have? I better just do it. I took the broom and dustpan, and I got to work collecting all the broken bottle pieces. And just as I finished up, sorry to keep you waiting.
So then,
is everything ready? Then let's get to work. Oh, chem lab. Yeah, right. So, what kind of experiment are you doing?
in other words,
Or are we doing? I got a scale. Yeah, she got it just now. I got a scale from the chem lab. We're going to use it to compare weights. Compare the weights of what? The pieces of glass you collected and one of the Monokuma bottles. That's still intact. What do you want that to do? Why do you want to do that? That's the point of the experiment. It'll make sense when we're done. Yep.
listen.
First, let's compare the weight of 2 of the normal Monokuma bottles. It's balanced.
In other words,
Which means each Monokuma bottle weighs about the same. Which makes sense. The Monokuma figures inside are basically the same and nothing else could really affect the weight.
so then,
Now, here comes the important part. I mean, they aren't really the same. They should weigh slightly differently, but they said around the same because of the figures the Monokuma is holding. Now, here's the important part. What are the pieces you picked up on one side of the scale? Okay, now what might we expect to see? Wait, what? Now what might we expect to see? Well, a normal assumption would be either they'll balance out, or the pieces I collected will be lighter. I did my best to get them all, but there's a chance I could have missed some here and there.
so then,
Okay, then let's give it a try. Huh? The broken pieces are heavier? How is that possible?
I knew it.
Just as I thought. What?
In other words,
The results of our experiment and the correlation between each of the bottles. Put it all together.
hey,
And I believe you will arrive at the one very persuasive conclusion. So, what do you think? It's all on you. Okay, monochrome bottle experiment. Oh, already, okay. I think we finish this trial and then close it up.
Whoops! You caught me sleeping. Your investigation was just so boring I couldn't stay awake. Should I do it? Is it okay? Can I?
Don't be annoying.
Okay, then let's begin the class trial. You know where to meet, right?
Nope.
Please go through the red door on the first floor of the school. See you soon.
Okay, it's already time, but the mystery of the locked room is still only half solved. At this point, whatever happens will have to happen at the class time. No, not whatever happens. I have to make something happen. Oh, he feels like the main character. I mean, he is, but you know. Monokuma made his announcement, and everyone began to meet up one after another. And then the ultimate martial artist, a locked room murder mystery. Okay, the smileys. What the? Oh, I've just recently discovered the power of emoticons. like, no matter how awful something is, if you toss in a smiley face, it turns positive.
Yes, indeed.
For example, you're at a picnic and you find a dead body. This is just plain creepy.
Well?
And how about the reverse? No matter how great something is, if you put in a sad face, it makes it look super negative.
Yes, indeed.
For example, do you have 100 friends? He's right. That does make it seem sad. This is like fourth world breaking kind of.
I can't wait!
Now then, please get on the elevator. I'll see you all down there. This is so silly. What the hell was that? I don't get it.
Just the worst.
I don't get you guys. How can you act so casual after murdering someone?
Don't look at me!
I don't think I'm acting casual.
Don't be mean!
I mean, I didn't murder anyone. Yeah, I'm completely innocent. How dare you call me a murderer?
What the heck?
She kinda is a murderer. Whatever. Either way, the truth will be revealed soon enough. Because there can be no doubt. One of us is the culprit. The killer. The one that murdered Sakura. She was stronger than anyone I know. And yet, someone killed her. And that person is here. That person is one of us. Let's get going. Come on, it's time to put an end to this. I made my way toward the area. But with each step I took, I felt like I was moving further and further away from my goal. I could feel a chilling fear running through me, trying to make me rot from the inside out. No matter how many times I go through this, it never gets any easier. We climbed into our steel prison in total silence. We watched the doors close and felt it begin its sinister descent. The elevator lowered, uttering its all too familiar clunking sounds. It fell lower and lower, and as suddenly as always, the ride was over. The doors opened once again. Just the 6 of you? Huh, really? That's so few! You must be so lonely! You say that and it's not your... You say that like it's not your fault. We all did, that's like... I wonder, will the class trial end with one less classmate again? Or... will your school life come to an end completely?
Now then.
Are we ready to begin? You know the drill. Find your assigned seats. that's gonna be good. And so the curtain opened for the 4th time. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal, a deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly fate, a deadly class trial. Yes, saving once again. Overriding, yes. Set skills! I have a few more. Oh, I have 2 more. I don't have space for one more, but what is this doing? Increase of influence gauge. Yeah, I could do that, yeah. Increases the focus gauge by 2. I don't need I don't need the focus gauge too much, I think. But let's see how many points? 2. Okay, I could remove something else which is 2. Let me check. This is 5. 3. 4. Oh, okay, the only one that is 2 is this one. Steadies your aim a little, effective during the non-stop debate, and the hangman's back. I think this is better. Yep, let's go with that. Okay, let's go back. Okay, let's take a sip again. Okay. Oh, did I stop you? Sorry. Let's begin with the basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine their results.
If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate.
We know the rules.
Now then, where to begin?
We already know who did it.
I knew it. She cut right to the point.
Whoa! Deja vu!
The one who killed Sakura is one of the people that hated her. Byakuya, Toko, or Hiro. It was one of you.
Idiot.
I had nothing to do with it.
Yeah! I'd never kill someone, no way!
I don't want to hear your stupid excuses.
I mean, it was an accident again. Hina seems really sure that one of those 3 is the killer. But she must have some reason for believing that. Okay, right. You get right in. Oh, who's that gun? Toko's? No, wait. Well,
It was one of you. One of you killed Sakura.
let's see.
And what reason do you have for saying so?
Because you all had a motive. You hated her.
Is that it? That doesn't make any sense.
That's the only reason you have for accusing us?
That's
No.
low. That's about as low as you can get.
Not really, but who was saying that again? There's got to be some reason why Hina feels so strongly. Should I copy
It
something?
was one of you. One of you killed Sakura.
And what reason do you have for saying so?
Because you all had a motive. You hated her.
Wait, can I... Sakura had written notes to Toko, Byakuya, and Yasuhiro, asking them to... Oh no, okay, well, I know.
Is that it?
That's the only reason you have for accusing
E. There.
No, it's wrong.
I panicked. And I don't know if you can...
Another reason you
Sorry. I don't know if you can change keybinds, I'm not sure. Another reason you suspect them is because Sakura wanted to meet with them, right?
Yeah, and that was right before she died. So there's no doubt about it. One of those 3 killed her.
Can't disagree with Hina. There's good reason to suspect all 3 of them. Then does that mean one of them did it? Wow. And another one. Jesus! Blueprints and powders, status of Sakura's body. Pocket trash. Pocket trash. Because I believe
The fact
Yasuhiro...
that Sakura wanted to meet with all 3 of them, there's no way that's not suspicious. One of you is absolutely guilty.
I don't deny that she wanted to meet with us, but I never went to see her.
I didn't either.
And there it comes.
Yeah, same here. I never.
No, it's wrong. Hiro, when we were talking before, you dropped a small piece of paper, remember? It was white with red polka dots.
What's that got to do with anything?
Red polka dots? That's gotta be the wrapper from the candy I gave Sakura.
Yeah.
No, it's
Ever since we got into the warehouse, I totally monopolized that entire box of candy.
Monopoly. She got it all, so she had only. Yeah, she was the only one who had.
So there's no way a single one of them was left in the warehouse.
In that case, Hiro, where did you get that piece of candy?
From Sakura! It's the only explanation.
Well, I mean, yeah, sure I got it from her, but she gave it to me forever ago. It doesn't have anything to do with what happened to her.
When? When did she give it to you?
The last time you saw Sakura was when Hina had to go to the nurse's office, right?
Yeah, so I must have got it sometime before then.
But what Hiro said can't be right. Because Sakura could only have gotten the candy after the incident in the nurse's office. And the reason I know that is...
I got it! I'm not sure about that, Hiro. Hina didn't actually give Sakura the candy till after she left the nurse's office. So if that was the last time you saw her, there's no reason you should have had that candy.
Damn it!
He's admitting his defeat. Damn it!
I mean, what I meant was, Oh, that's right! I did meet up with her in the rec room. You got a problem with that?
Wow, what the attitude from?
Why the sudden hostility?
Yeah.
Well, we just talked, that's all. I didn't do anything, you gotta believe me!
You're acting incredibly suspicious.
You're acting incredibly suspicious! It's not just normal hostility! You're the real culprit! I even have proof!
Proof? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about her shining message!
Come on, please. Don't mess it up every time. What would a shining message even be?
At the scene of the crime, she had written out Toko in her own blood, right? It was her dying message.
Right.
Just like what you guys were talking about with Sayaka.
That's true. I saw it for myself.
See? See? Toko did it!
What are you saying? No way! I didn't do it!
How would he know when he wasn't in the room? Yeah, anyway.
You just don't know when you're beat, do ya?
Hiro, hold on. When did you see that dying message of hers?
Exactly.
Huh? Well, when we found Ogre's body. Duh.
But if you recall, Hina was very adamant about keeping you away from the scene of the crime. So it's hard to believe that's when you actually saw the message for yourself.
Huh? Hold on. But when Kyoko found that magazine with the dying message in it, it was on the magazine shelf?
I got it!
Okay, why would I...
Kyoko,
Okay.
you found the magazine on the magazine shelf, right?
Oh, because he wasn't, like, just looking at the magazine.
That's right. Looking through the shelf, I found the magazine with the dying message on it. I found it right there at the scene of the crime, after we'd started the investigation.
If that's true, then what Hiro just said doesn't really make sense, does it?
Doesn't make sense? What doesn't make sense? Everything I said makes perfect sense.
No, there's an obvious problem with that, with what Hiro said before. Do I need to copy something?
I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
And I can tell you when I found the dying message. It was only after the investigation had begun.
Yeah.
I
sure.
found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf. When I pulled it out, I saw her final words.
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense.
Wait. Okay. Was there only one from him that I could... one weak spot? No, there's definitely something wrong with what Hero said just now. I realized I never shot a weak point from Kyoko. Because she doesn't say anything which is not true, you know?
I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
Wait, okay, how? Like?
And I can tell you when I found the dying message. It was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf.
Oh no, didn't
When
mean
I
that.
pulled it
Oh
out,
my god.
I saw her final words.
Yeah.
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense.
Let's
I
go
can tell
again.
you exactly where I found when Ogre's body was discovered.
Oh my god, kind of like this. Thank you.
No, that's wrong. When Sakura's body was found, that magazine was sitting on the shelf nearby. That's where Kyoko found it, after we'd begun the investigation. And you weren't at the murder scene, so there's no way you could have seen it then.
Yes.
Tell us the truth, Hero. When did you see the message?
Hold on.
You did it.
You're focusing on the wrong part. Why does it matter when I saw it? All you gotta do is read the Vienna sausage Ogre left us, and we know who the killer is. Toko!
Vienna sausage.
I don't even know where to begin with that one. He's just trying to confuse us.
Actually, can we even be sure Sakura wrote that message in the first place?
Her hands were
yeah?
spotless.
I think we can all agree Ogre wrote that message. 100%, without a doubt, she wrote it. And this is me talking, so you know it's true.
Without a doubt? No, I absolutely do doubt it. There's no way Sakura wrote that message. Oh god. What a time battle.
Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right.
Wow.
The occult is bullcrap. Show me the proof.
We didn't say. Oh, sorry.
I'm at least 30%
Oh, I did it.
right.
I did that then. Okay.
The occult is bullcrap. The end is nigh. Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. The end is nigh.
What button?
Can't hear
Oh,
you,
okay, I
can't
press it
hear you.
again. Okay.
Show me the proof.
This should prove it.
Forgot which button to press for reloading. I thought it was R, but it didn't do anything.
I'm completely unconvinced that Sakura wrote that dying message. Because if you look at it, the message was almost certainly written using a finger. But both of her hands were completely free of blood.
Say what?
Then, who did write it?
Hero could very well have written it himself. That would explain how he knew about the message in the first place.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Ah! He admits it!
I figured as much.
But why would you write something like that?
Because I killed her!
You're admitting to killing her?
Please, just let me explain what happened. I got Ogre's note, and so I headed to the rec room right before noon, just like it said.
You just did exactly as the note asked? What a fool.
And when I got there...
Sorry, but do you mind waiting? I asked a couple of other people to meet as well. Okay. Would you like a piece of candy? It might help give you some energy. Well, not that much, but yeah. Oh, sure. Thanks.
And that's all she said. After that, we just stood around in awkward silence. Suddenly, I heard her mutter something.
This is it. I'm going to end it today. I'm going to end everything.
As soon as I heard that, I just knew. I knew she was gonna try and kill me.
Oh my god.
She was gonna kill me and make her escape! So of course I freaked out, and then... I saw my only chance. I grabbed the Monokuma bottle from the shelf and smashed it across her head. I hit her from behind before she had any idea what was happening. Then she just went limp. I didn't see her move again after that. Once it was over, I pulled myself together. I realized if I didn't do something, I'd be caught and executed. So I wrote Toko's name in blood across a magazine on the table and I ran away.
I can't believe you! You're the worst! I hope you die!
Well, that's what happened. Go ahead. Roast me, boil me, do whatever you want.
You're not gonna get off that easy. It's death. Death for the one that killed Sakura. We're ready to vote now, right? We know who did it.
No, I think there's more to Hiro's story.
What are you talking about? What else could there be?
There's one thing that Hiro's story just now doesn't explain. And until we figure that part out, we can't consider the case closed.
So what is that? What is it that Hiro did that doesn't make sense? That, I mean, I knew that. Wait a minute, where? Wait. Where the magazine was hidden?
I got it!
I guess.
That's true. Everything you just said. It doesn't explain why the magazine was hidden, does it? By the time the body was discovered, the magazine had been picked up and put on the shelf. Why would you take the time to write that message, then stick it somewhere we might not find it?
True.
Oh, well, I didn't hide it. I'm sure I just left it sitting there on the table.
Really?
He's lying! He's gotta be lying!
No, the next one is lying.
I don't see any reason he would lie now, after already confessing to the crime.
Then he's not lying?
Assuming he's telling the truth, someone else must have put the magazine back on the shelf.
Someone who doesn't like the message.
In other words, at least one other person was in the rec room both before and after the incident.
I don't think there's any question about that.
But then, who was it?
If they went to the trouble of hiding the magazine, they must not have liked what was written on it.
Exactly. Someone who wouldn't like what had been written. That's what one shows.
I got it! It had to be Toko, right? Who else would want to hide the magazine other than the person whose name was written on it?
Is he right, Toko? Did you really go to the rec room? Why would I have... Wait, but more important, that doesn't even matter. We already know who did it, right? Hiro just admitted it.
That's right. I killed her.
No, you didn't.
Who asked you?
I don't doubt Hiro attacked Sakura with the bottle. But that's not where this case ends.
What do you mean?
What he means is that Hiro isn't the killer.
You can't be serious. That's just... I don't believe it.
Hiro, tell us what happened one more time. If we go through it once more, it should become clear he's not Sakura's killer.
So, what do you want me to do?
Just tell us what happened one more time when you attacked Sakura.
I don't really see why, but okay.
We haven't reached the end of the case just yet. Hiro isn't the real killer, and I have to prove that. Okay. Oof.
I didn't want to, but I did it. I grabbed a Monokuma bottle from the shelf nearby, and I hit Ogre from behind before she could do anything.
You hit her from behind. And you only hit her once. Is that right?
Yeah, just once. After the first swing, the bottle shattered, and she went limp.
See? Isn't it obvious? Hiro really is the killer!
Oh, right. Okay, I see. Hero hit Sakura. That's for sure. But this doesn't there. Hit her once.
I didn't want to, but I did it. I grabbed a Monokuma bottle from the shelf nearby, and I hit Ogre from behind.
Yes,
Before she could do anything.
Oh, no.
You hit her from behind and you only hit her once.
Just once.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
No, that's wrong.
It takes some time for me to figure it out. The next game's really hard.
If
sure.
Sakura died from Hiro's single blow, that doesn't explain why she had 2 head wounds.
2?
That's right. She had 2 separate wounds on her head.
And remember, this girl examines dead bodies as a hobby. Personally, I'm inclined to believe her.
But I only hit her once. How could she have 2 wounds?
2 wounds means she was struck twice. What's more, both attacks must have come from a Monokuma bottle.
Hold on. How can you know that just from some cuts on her head? She was attacked twice with 2 Monokuma bottles?
It's not just because of her head wounds. It's also because of the Monokuma bottles themselves.
We had to
There
experiment.
is something very suspicious about those bottles. Once you understand that point, you'll understand why 2 separate Monokuma bottles must have been used. Think back. After the incident, there were 4 Monokuma bottles left on the shelf, right?
Queen and
And we found
Am I-
pieces of a bottle on the
okay.
ground, along with the
it's
chest
struggling,
piece it
but I
had
think the
inside.
connection. I mean, the connection is the connection fine?
That was the bottle Hiro hit Sakura with, right?
For now, just note that there were 4 intact bottles and 1 broken bottle. But originally, there were 6 bottles in total, meaning 1 has gone missing.
But how can you know for sure there were 6 bottles?
That's easy. If you look at what the bottles all had in common, it should become clear.
Correlation between the Monokuma bottles feel like it's starting to become clear. The connection must be... Okay. Chess pieces. Chess pieces.
Now I understand. That's it. The chess pieces. Inside each bottle, there was a Monokuma figure holding a different chess piece.
King, rook, bishop, pawn. I definitely remember seeing each of those.
Queen is missing.
And the piece that was inside the broken bottle we found was the knight, if I remember.
We saw that, was it? The queen's missing.
So, what's that matter?
I guess you don't know too much about chess, do you? Then let me explain.
I mean, I don't know too much about it, but I know there's how many pieces, or what pieces.
In chess, there are 6 different pieces. The king, the queen, the rook, knight, bishop, and pawn. What was left intact at the crime scene were the king, rook, bishop, and pawn. Just those 4.
The knight on the bottom.
And on the ground was the knight.
Oh, so the queen is missing.
So we only have evidence for 5 bottles at the scene, while 1 apparently went missing.
What does chess have to do with anything?
Yeah, shogi is way better.
Stop, man.
Yeah. Wait, no, that's not what I mean.
just casually agreeing to that.
So, let's say a bottle did go missing. There's still no evidence that has anything to do with this case. That bottle could have disappeared any time before the murder.
No. It's clear that the missing bottle is connected to this case.
How is it clear?
Think about what state the missing bottle must have been in. Maybe then you'll understand.
Wait, then the bottle that was missing is broken.
I got it! The bottle must have been broken.
What makes you so sure?
Because there was evidence at the scene that supports it.
Huh?
That's right. We found evidence that shows there was more than just one broken bottle at the scene.
And what is this evidence?
The broken bottle pieces. It wasn't just a single bottle, a broken bottle, and the evidence proves it is. Later on, experiment.
I got it! Earlier, Kyoko and I did a little experiment. We compared the weight of the broken bottle pieces at the scene to one of the unbroken bottles. And what we found was that the collection of pieces was heavier. And the reason for that is there was actually more than one bottle's worth of shattered glass.
So from this, we can surmise that 2 bottles were actually broken at the scene of the crime. But someone did their best to clean up the pieces of one of the bottles, along with the figure inside. But when they did, they must have left behind a few too many pieces, which is only natural. They certainly had no way to measure the exact right number of pieces to remove.
But why would they
Without
have to try
weighing
and get rid of it like that anyway?
Sorry, but why would they have to try and get rid of it like that anyway?
Because of what it would reveal about the case.
Can be no doubt that the second missing Monokuma bottle is involved in this case. Must have been used by second attempt. I thought Toko, yeah.
The bottle that was removed from the scene was used the second time Sakura was attacked.
Right about, yeah, it's right about then, yeah. Thank you.
The second wound on Sakura's head came from that second bottle. Given all the evidence, this is the only possible conclusion.
The killer wanted to make it look like there was only one attack, so they had to get rid of their evidence.
From there, we can conclude that it wasn't Hiro who delivered that second blow. Wouldn't you agree, Toko? And there's the matter of the magazine. You must have been in the rec room when the incident took place.
Wait! I admit, maybe there was a second attack, but there's no evidence I had anything to do with it.
No way! You killed her! I'm sure of it!
Shut up! Until 2 seconds ago, you were claiming you killed her!
I'm not afraid to admit when I'm wrong. That's just the kind of guy I am.
Yeah. I got that.
Plus, I just remembered something that proves it.
Okay, fine. Let's hear it.
He's annoyed.
It was right after I got Ogre's note. I was kind of nervous about it, so I went to the rec room early. You know, to stake it out or whatever. So I was waiting there, and that's when I saw her. I saw Toko go into the rec room.
No, hold on.
Pretty soon, Ogre showed up, and she went into the rec room. I assumed Toko was still in there, so I figured everything would be okay. That's why I headed in.
Oh, she was there, but not in.
But when I got inside, Ogre was all alone. Toko had disappeared.
And you just now decided to share that with us?
After the shock of thinking I'd killed someone, I forgot all about it.
Right.
Could someone tighten the screws on his brain? I think they've come loose.
That's
So,
funny.
Toko, where the heck did you disappear to?
You don't know what you're talking about. I never went in the rec room.
I'm sure she didn't disappear, but maybe she found somewhere to hide.
What? Hiding in the rec room? Don't be ridiculous. Whoa. Why are you all ganging up on me? You're all nothing but vermin.
No, it's not that. It's not ridiculous at all. There's definitely proof that shows Toko was hiding in the rec room. New element has been added to the bullet time battles. Okay. What is it? So far, you've probably been pressing the left mouse button during your final strike without a second thought. But from now on, you're gonna have to pay a little extra attention to your finishing blow. Now you'll have to choose the proper truth bullet to... That's what I thought. Using during your coup de grace. You'll select it the same way as during the non-stop debate. Simply press the Q nor use the mouse wheel. Okay. Also, like the debate, if your logic difficulty is set to kind, you'll have fewer bullets to choose from. But for the educational purposes, we're going to pretend you're set to mean regardless. Just this once, okay? Oh, by the way, you're about halfway through the game now. Go. Just half? Jesus. Well then, good luck. Okay, half of the game. Okay, I'm a bit disappointed with my progress.
It's a lie! I admit nothing! I hate you! I curse you!
Okay,
no,
just...
No! That's enough! I admit nothing! I curse you! I curse you! It's a lie!
I can't?
That's enough! It's a lie! I admit nothing! I hate you! I curse you! No! That's enough! I admit nothing! I curse you!
Oh.
That's enough!
This should prove it.
Mark the handprints, of course. He's all red. Lost battle.
Did you know someone left a handprint behind on the inside of the locker? They must have been hiding in there and put their hand on the wall without thinking.
Yeah, did you notice that? Would you take a look at that?
Does this handprint look familiar, Toko?
It doesn't.
Of course. Why? What handprint? I mean, you can measure it, but not by a picture. I mean.
Okay then, let's just compare it to your hand, shall we? That'll clear everything up, right?
How? Should we go back in there and, you know, do it?
Stop wasting my time. Just tell us the truth.
Oh,
Okay, it's my handprint.
that's fast.
Dang, she just straight up admitted it.
Then you killed Sakura! No, I swear, there's no way!
Out with it.
I probably did kill her.
Straight up again.
Exactly.
Wait, what do you mean probably?
Give us the details, Toko. What happened between you and Sakura?
The thing is, the room was still locked. Or not locked, but it was like a locked room.
Talk. Now.
After I read Sakura's note, I decided to go there early, so I went into the rec room. I didn't know what she might do if I didn't go, but I was too scared to face her head on, so I figured I'd just sneak in first and hide in the locker.
Then, did you see what happened? Did you see me hit her?
Yes, and I saw you write my name. I saw you forge her dying message.
Well, that's awkward.
Well, that's awkward, huh?
So after he left, I jumped out of the locker and put the magazine back on the shelf.
But when you did, you put it back upside down.
I didn't mean to. I was in a hurry.
Imbeciles, all of you.
Oh, Jesus. He's right. He's kind of right. It's Jesus. What the?
Forget all that. Why did you attack Sakura? After I put the magazine back, I heard a sound behind me like a monster growling.
What she kind of sounded like.
And when I turned around,
Oof.
there was Sakura, covered in blood and staring right at me. When I saw all that blood, I fainted right there in front of the magazines.
Oh.
I don't remember what happened after that. If you want to know more, you'll have to ask her.
Her? You mean? Oh, right.
Guess who's back?
It was your fault after all!
My fault, Master's fault. When our faults combine, they soar to even greater heights.
Just answer the question. Did you kill Sakura?
Well, to be honest, Miss Morose and me don't actually share our memories. So I can't really say what was going on. But I was just minding my own business, sleeping peacefully when someone shook me awake. Was it a prince paying me a visit? I wondered. So I opened my eyes to see... Splatter everywhere! I was not prepared for that. And, well, I guess it took me by surprise. I got so startled, I smacked her with the first thing I could find, which I guess was a bottle. Sakura was just worried about you, and you're terrible!
That's terrible.
No, she's terrible! Thanks to her, I murdered someone who wasn't an adorable boy for the first time ever!
Oh my god, that's that should be the least of her worries.
And when it was all over, you collected the pieces of the bottle to get rid of the evidence, didn't you?
I wasn't about to die for some woman! If I'm gonna go down, I want it to be for killing Master!
Just go away and die your meaningless death alone. Don't drag me into it.
Holy shit. Statements.
But I just can't catch a break, you know? Fate's got it out for me. Because normally, Sakura should have been able to dodge my attack, no problem!
Even as strong as she is, she must have still been reeling from Hiro's attack.
Yeah.
Hey, come on. That's... you know. But anyway, I'm not the one that killed Ogre. So that's good.
Oh my god, is it? So that's good? Keep talking like that and Hina's gonna...
Well then, that's that. Let's start the vote.
Huh? I thought for sure you'd have some words for Hiro on that one.
What's wrong? Come on everyone, we're ready to vote, right? Let's do this.
No, not quite yet.
Huh? Not yet? Why not yet?
Don't you think there was something odd about Toko's story? I mean, you had to have noticed.
Odd? Huh?
Hiro's attack, and then Toko's, but that still wasn't the end of it.
Was it?
Tell us your story one more time. Tell us what happened after you fainted. Then even this gaggle of idiots should understand what I'm talking about.
Your wish is my command, darling.
Okay. It's not over yet, is it? The one who killed Sakura is... Okay. Status of Sakura's body now.
I was just sleeping peacefully. And all of a sudden, Sakura was right there in front of me. I remember waking up right in front of the magazine shelf.
You were taken by surprise when you saw Ogre covered in blood. So you smashed her head in with the Monokuma bottle?
You got it! I smashed her good!
And where did the attack take place?
Exactly.
Right where I woke up!
Oh, I pressed... Oh,
I
come
killed
on.
her there in front of the shelf!
No, but... Okay, I know which one. It's the last one. The main problem is here is... If the second attack from Toko really was the current bro.
I was just sleeping peace, and all of a sudden, I remember waking up.
You were taken by surprise. You smashed her.
You got it!
And where did the attack take place?
Right where I woke up! I killed her there in front of the shelf!
Yeah.
No, that's wrong.
That was, yeah.
We found Sakura sitting upright in a chair. If the blow by the shelf was the cause of death, there's no explanation why she was in that chair.
So, you finally noticed.
That's just another lie from a bloodthirsty serial killer.
Are you sure you didn't attack her while she was sitting in the chair?
No, I'm sure she's telling the truth. Anyone who saw the murder scene should think the same way.
That has to be it. The evidence that proves there was an attack in front of the magazine shelf. Oh, okay, sorry. I didn't mean to... Yeah, okay.
I got it! Sakura
I got
was
life,
definitely attacked in front of the shelf. The blood stain by the magazines is proof of that.
Then she must have moved the body after she killed her, right? All to make it look like I did it. Because when I hit her, she was sitting in the chair.
Oh. Interesting.
Hey, come on now, look at me! I can't carry anything heavier than my own scissors!
Oh. But the bottle.
There's no way I could move a muscle-bound heavyweight like that!
Then then what's the deal?
Well, are you still convinced the case has come to an end?
But
Plus, the biggest mystery of all, the locked room, still has yet to be explained. Until we
Exactly.
take care of that, we can't say this case has been properly settled.
oh, that part's easy. After she killed Sakura, Toko just hid in the locker again.
Oh, so she just hid in there till everyone showed up and opened the door? And while everything was all confused and hectic, she just snuck out of the locker into the group.
No, I don't think that's possible.
Hina knows something. The reason there's no way Toko was hiding in the locker is because, as I from herself, the locker was too small. I was in the locker.
I got it! Even before we opened the door to the rec room, Hina and I both got a look inside. And at that point, the locker was already open. So obviously Toko couldn't have been hiding in there.
Okay then, where was she hiding?
I don't know. What's this whole locked room thing about anyway?
How do you not know? You killed her!
I think the fact that I don't know proves I didn't kill her. Thank you very much. You're lying.
She understands.
No, she's not. I've been saying all along, there's still more to this case.
But if Genocide Jill didn't do it, that means Ogre didn't die from the shot to the head.
And
Well, I can't imagine what else could have killed her.
that's because you're overlooking vital information.
Could we really be missing something so important? If there's another possible explanation, maybe it's... Give us explanation, summary, dying message, Monokuma file. Monokuma file, I believe.
What was it that killed Ogre? If it wasn't from Genocide Jill's attack, then what was it?
There's no other possible cause. What killed Sakura? I can't think of anything other than the shot to her head.
Nope.
No, that's wrong. According to the Monokuma file, Sakura had vomited blood. I think we can assume there's a chance this was related to her cause of death. In fact, there was even a trace of blood left around her mouth.
Well, I mean, maybe when she got hit with the bottle, she cut the inside of her mouth.
Oh, with the mouth, with her mouth itself, I guess. I mean, yeah, when you bite so much that you bit something. I mean, it makes kind of sense, but
If that's all it was, the file wouldn't have specified vomited blood.
that's true. Yeah, true.
Not to mention, I didn't find any cuts inside her mouth.
You even checked in there? God, you really are into dead bodies!
Jesus.
No, I'm not into dead bodies. What I'm into is solving mysteries.
But if there wasn't a cut or anything, then what made her vomit blood?
Some sort of reaction within her body. Most likely, Sakura was poisoned.
Poisoned?
That's right. This is the conclusion I've arrived at, and so there can be no mistake.
You're making me go all weak in the knees! She was poisoned? It isn't possible!
Is it really so hard to believe? Then let me explain exactly how the culprit was able to poison her.
You can explain it?
He has an idea, but I probably think it's probably the one.
If you don't mind.
Everyone quiet! Shut up and listen to Master!
But you're the only one talking.
The key to unlocking this mystery was hiding in the chem lab up on the 4th floor.
Not in the rec room? Then I could have found it all along.
You never would have, since you gave up on the search the moment you were barred from the crime scene.
Well, yeah, good point.
There's a big shelving unit in the chem lab that houses a variety of mixtures and chemicals. And that's where I found this.
Is that the poison?
It's not an especially powerful poison, but it'll still kill you if you drink an entire bottle.
Yeah.
But the specific properties don't matter. What does matter is where I found it.
Where'd you find it?
The shelf is divided up into 3 sections, A, B, and C. In Section A, dietary supplements. In B, reagents. And in C, a variety of lethal chemicals.
And that's where the poison came from? Section C?
Well, that's the question, isn't it?
A bottle of poison Byakuya just showed us. I'm sure I know where he got it from. Section A.
I got it! The poison was actually in Section A, wasn't it?
You just said that Section A was for supplements or whatever.
Strange, isn't it? Why would there be a bottle of poison mixed in with all those nutritional additives?
Yeah, so? Why?
Because the culprit switched it out. That's why.
Ooh.
What do you mean?
I mean, this.
Oh. I couldn't believe my eyes. Byakuya put the bottle of poison to his lips and...
Master!
We were so shocked at what we were seeing. All we could do is stand there and watch. But as if it were the most natural thing in the world, Byakuya was so calm as ever.
Ugh, that tastes awful.
That tastes awful.
Oh no! Master's in real trouble! You have to drink some water! You can't just swallow powder! It'll stick to your throat!
Idiot! He just swallowed poison! We need to make him spit it out!
The flavor certainly makes me want to spit it out. What's so high quality about this stuff?
Huh? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the protein, of course.
Protein?
Can I see that bottle for a second?
Sure. Do whatever you like.
Kyoka took the bottle from Byakuya and scraped out a bit of the contents with one finger. She touched her finger to a point.
It's protein powder.
Correct. That wasn't poison in the bottle, but harmless protein powder. Which makes one wonder, the poison that should have been in that bottle, where did it go?
The bottle of poison was actually filled with protein powder, which would mean that conversely, the poison must have been in, could it be? Protein bottle? Protein shaker? Yeah, protein BD? E and then an N. D, drink.
Now I understand. The poison must have been poured into the protein can. If the protein's in the poison bottle, it seems only logical to assume the reverse is true, right?
Absolutely. The contents of each container were switched. So the protein was in the bottle of poison, and the poison was in the protein can.
How can you, when you have 2 full bottles, how do you change the extents without using an empty bottle or something else? But yeah, I mean...
Once you accept that, it becomes obvious how the culprit was able to get Sakura to drink the poison.
Holy crap!
All they had to do was hand her something there at the scene, and she was happy to drink the poison herself.
Something at the scene, protein drink.
I got it! You're saying they gave her a protein drink, right?
A protein drink which actually contained a deadly poison.
What?
Oh, that's true. Okay, that's easier. I didn't think about that. But yeah, but if the bottle, however, is different than the other one, then it makes sense to switch the contents. But if the bottle is the same size and, you know, color, then switch the labels. Yeah, that's right. Thanks.
That's all it took to kill Sakura. That is the true cause of death.
You know, I do remember Ogre saying that protein stuff was good for all kinds of aches and pains. So maybe she took it to try and help with the whole bleeding head wound thing.
But what was offered to her instead was a bottle full of poison. And I already know exactly who swapped the mixtures.
For real? Who was it?
Evidence revealing who replaced the two materials was left in the chem lab for anyone to see.
Evidence. Yeah. Okay.
I got it! The footprints left behind in front of the shelf. That's the evidence you're talking about, isn't it?
I visited the chem lab this morning, and there were definitely no footprints there at that point. They must have appeared around the time of the murder, which leaves no doubt that they're connected.
He says there were no footprints. But actually, he also means that there was no powder spilled to leave the footprints.
What's more, the footprints were in front of Section A, where I found the bottle meant for the poison. The culprit must have gone to Section A to swap the poison and protein, leaving their footprints behind. And given how clear the prints were, figuring out who they belong to will pose no problem. All we have to do is check everyone's footprints right now. Then we'll see who...